Hey, fellow mountain life dwellers. Just wanted to come on and kind of talk about some of the stuff that we deal with every day in the mountain as I'm going down to Alamogordo. A lot of the times in a mountain town, especially on the southwest kind of a region, there's a lot of there's like flash snows. Snow will come and snow will go. Then it'll melt pretty quickly. We're not like the north of America. Here in the southwest of America, it snows, it dries pretty quickly. Even this morning there was some snow coming in. It's pretty much already dried up, and it's snowing a little bit here and there. Here in these drier climates, especially with what we have, it's very. We've been going through a really long drought here in New Mexico, and I just kind of wanted to talk about that, and with the trees and you know, just the need for trees here in New Mexico, and then planting as well. Ponderosa pine is one of the biggest trees here. We do have juniper and cedar. It's more regulated to Alto, New Mexico, but the Ponderosa pine is kind of, you know, that's what you're seeing on the right and the left of this drive. It's all over here. They grow really tall here. That's like the perfect altitude, the perfect scheme for them. And you know, they can be a blessing. These pine trees can be a real blessing to a lot of our mountain life, our mountain culture. But the problem is that they can be a curse as well, when they're either too close to the telephone line, or whether they're too close to a house and they can, you know, lightning can hit them, or they die and then they fall over on a house, or things like that. We've had a couple of very high, intense, big winds come through and knock over huge, very old trees onto houses. And it's amazing what the pine tree of this Ruidoso area really brings to a lot of people, just because it brings a lot of shade. It brings, you know, that crisp mountain smell that we have as well, and it's a great thing to be around. But it's also it has its highs and its lows. You know, your foundation can crack with the roots. You can really see some of those differences and how that goes. And you know, and one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video is just to kind of show you guys the drive from Ruidoso to Alamogordo. It's a great drive. As you can tell, it's very scenic. You know, I just wanted to showcase some of what New Mexico has to offer here. A lot of the times on this channel, we talk about the work, and we talk about the dumpsters that we do, the moving crew that we offer for our customers. But this is more so just kind of like a showing some of the beauty of New Mexico on the public roads. Right now we're going through Mescalero, the Mescalero tribe. It's in between, right here is in between Ruidoso and Alamogordo. All these areas are areas that your typical normal American is not familiar with. We're kind of very backwoods, very, you know, it's kind of, these cities are kind of a hole in the wall kind of area, where you kind of have to know, you have to be around, you have to see it see it, or typically you know somebody who's been to New Mexico, and then you kind of have experienced the land of enchantment. And it's the beauty here really is unprecedented, with the pine trees, with the mountains and the highs and the lows, the mountains and the valleys. And we'll be right now we're driving to Alamogordo. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a tour of that, just to kind of see what it's like and to see what's going on here in this area. It's a bit of a long drive. It's about an hour, and I probably won't be on for that entirety of it. Although I would like to, just because the change in scenery is huge. Like, you see a lot of trees, you see a lot going on, you see stuff that's happening. Some of the trees should probably be trimmed down just a little bit, but it's kind of how New Mexico really is. It's really a wild state. We're known for a lot, and maybe I'll get into some of those other things like Billy the Kid, some of the history behind this state as well, and kind of what we do and what we're known for, and what goes on out here. So and yeah, it's a great state to be a part of. It's a great place to be in, and as we're just kind of getting into the valley, you can see these mountains. Here, let me focus in on that. You can see these mountains, you can see what's going on. I mean, it's just it's a beautiful landscape, and it's a beautiful place to be, and yeah, I hope this video kind of helped you. And as we go on, and as I was saying, the ponderosa pine, it's this tree that's probably has the least amount of smell, although it does fill the mountain air with its smell. It's when you burn it, it's kind of lackluster. It's kind of ponderosa pine is kind of the definition of tree mediocrity, at least here. People do burn it in their chimneys. They do burn it out on campfires. They do burn it out on this and that and whatever. But it's not a preferred like juniper or cedar, and to people who already know what woods are like, they know what I'm talking about. And I'm just trying to educate your typical person, a person that was just like me before I moved over here, because before I moved over here, I had no idea what differences. I thought that most trees were pretty much the same. They just kind of look different. But it wasn't until I started working at a local bear carving place here in the mountains that I really figured out that the sawdust was different, that the cuttings were different, the cuttings, the smells were. There's such a big difference between ponderosa pine, juniper, oak, cedar. Some of these different woods, they have different attributes, different things that make them those types of woods. And if you want to look into it, it's great. I'll be going into more of the woods later, and some of the different types of woods, at least that we have here in New Mexico. Outside of New Mexico, I am aware of mesquite. We don't really have mesquite here. It's kind of more of an Arizona, a drier climate kind of wood, and mesquite's it's an awesome wood. But most of what I know is what I have here in New Mexico. And what we have here is mostly the pine, the juniper, cedar, and we do have oak. Oak isn't so common in your mountain areas or in your mountainous areas. It does happen, but it really grows in like the valleys of like Tularosa. You've got quite a bit of oak in high rolls. you have quite a bit of oak in, you even have quite a bit of oak in Alamogordo, which is even more of a desert kind of area. So, well, that's basically it for what I have. Just a short biopsy of mountains and some trees, and I hope to go into some more. If you like the content, you can show your support. If you don't, then you can comment and say what you didn't like. But sounds like a plan. Thank you so much. See you then, and see you there. Bye.